Welcome to part 2 of Drumming Details. In part 1, we talked about the hi-hat and how it can affect our sound and our feel, which in turn has a profound effect on the sound and feel of the song. In this installment, I'm going to talk about the snare drum and how we play our backbeats, specifically rim shots and center the head. First up is our good old rim shots, where the stick plays the rim and the head at the same time. Notice how the rim shot produces a nice, fast, and sharp attack. Not a lot of body of the drum, but it's guaranteed to cut through even the heaviest of guitar riffs. Next up is playing center the head with no rim involved. Now, playing center the head will have less attack and therefore be less aggressive. However, you will get more body of the drum with the potential to get a much fatter sound, especially if you tune the drum down. Now let's get a feel for how these two techniques sound. I'm going to use a loop from the verse of one of my iGroove play-alongs called Wonderful. It's kind of a classic rock style groove that sounds great with either of these techniques. I'll flip back and forth between rim shots and center the head, starting with rim shots. Have a listen. Okay, so you see how playing a rim shot can really help the backbeat cut and sit out on top of the loop, while playing center the head has a softer, less aggressive feel and sits back a little bit. Both of these techniques are great, especially when arranging your drum parts and you're trying to figure out where you want your groove to sit. Not necessarily ahead or behind the beat, but whether you want it to cut and kind of sit on top, or if you want it to be a little softer and be back in more of a supportive role. I recommend trying both. Now, if you're a rim shot player, playing center the head can feel kind of soft and be hard to get a good loud dynamic, especially when you're looking for that loud backbeat. One way you can get around that is flip the stick over and play with the butt end of the stick. It'll give a nice fat sound playing center of the head, and it'll give you some of that weight back that you're missing from hitting the rim. Likewise, if you're a center of the head player, it'll take some practice to get a nice consistent rim shot, because if you miss one, you really notice it. So you need to practice both. Okay, let's take one of our other hi-hat patterns from installment 1 and play it with this same loop. Instead of playing all the hi-hats even, I'm going to play the 8th notes again, but with the quarter note accent. Let's see how that affects the loop. Have a listen. See where I'm going with this details thing? By slightly manipulating the parts we play, we can have a huge impact on the overall feel of the song. Now ultimately, it's up to you on how you choose to use these techniques. I usually start by simply listening to the song. If you use your ears and are really listening, the song will tell you what to play. If you're coming up with new parts for a song, explore both techniques to see which one works best. Remember, it's not what you play, but how you play it. The difference really is in the little details. In our third and final installment, we'll be talking about everybody's favorite, the bass drum. We'll see you then.